If I was a new politician just getting in the game,
Okay.
you know how I can revolutionize and this is exactly a page from Obamonomics if everybody's into that.
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
this is the ideal thing. If I was a new kid on the block and I wanted everybody to know who I was, I wouldn't go to the same old people that's been calling themselves voting and they really ain't voting. I try to energize them, but my base would be some seniors that have just graduated. I'm going into schools. I'm going to talk to them because they about to turn 18, and I'm about to make sure all of them get a voter registration card. And those graduating classes, I guarantee you, are going to outnumber the voters.
Right.
All I got to do is hit up the high schools. I go to them, talk to them, and tell them, look, this is what we need to do if we want our community to be better. And I rally that base. I can guarantee you, you're going to see the poll numbers go, and they can be like, where did all these people come from?
Okay.
And all I got to do is get them registered to vote in a timely manner so they can vote within their local precinct. Okay. That's how you bring about change.
Let me ask y'all this, because y'all big on the whole voting piece.
Okay.
Huge on it, right? Not knocking it. I would never tell anybody not to vote.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, I would never tell it. I vote. But I want to ask y'all, so y'all are big on the whole voting piece.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about how you could change this. We talking about the state of Black America. You're talking about being gunned down, this and that, being discriminated. So with this whole voting on local positions and things of that nature, how does that prolong your life walking down the street, which is what you had mentioned? What does that do for you? What change does that do from, okay, here goes my ballot? What change does that do in your eyes when we're talking about voting? What does that do?
Granted, me voting or having politicians, swapped out for better politicians.
Right, we're talking about state of Black America. What does that do?
Right. That may not affect me, in a positive manner as an individual.
Okay.
However, it may positively impact somebody in the future. Where we are today is a result of us standing on the shoulders of those who came before us.
Okay.
So if my sacrifice is going to benefit my kids or someone else's kids, then it's something you decide to do.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like, we talk about the leaders from the past. Every day they woke up and walked out their home, they knew that this could be their last day. But for them, it was bigger than them. And so, so laws being changed today may not save Black man A.
Okay.
However, it may save the life of Black man B 20 years from now. And that could, because again, if this,
the laws are always changing.
Right. But I'm saying, those who enforce the laws.
Okay.
So again, all right. So let's just say that this group of cops kill this person.
Okay.
And the people who judge these cops, who are elected officials, don't do anything about it.
Correct.
Now, if we get them out of the picture.
Okay.
Replace them with people who are going to enforce laws evenly for everybody.
Who has told us they will enforce laws for everybody.
True.
Right.
And it doesn't happen.
Okay.
But if it does, and now these group of people now commit the same crime, now you lock them up.
Okay.
Now people are saying, you know what they did, I'm not going to do because I saw it happen to them.
So basically,
I got two things I'm going to flip on both of y'all.
Okay, so voting, you're saying, of course, it's a big deal. It can change things. Well, really, you hope it can change things.
That's the point, yeah.
I mean, it's not guaranteeing it can change things.
Yeah, right. And that's a guarantee. So you hope that the people you put in positions of power are going to do the right thing.
Okay.
Because people who are there now, if you don't like what they're doing now, complaining about it isn't going to do anything. So get them out. Or if need be, put yourself in that position.
Right. Everybody, I feel you, vote them and get them out. But realistically, everybody that is campaigning is supposed to be that answer. Like every person. And when the person that loses was that answer, what do they do?
I got some for both.
I'm just asking,
well, then try again later.
Well, then how about someone from the communities that are being most affected by these laws or by these failed application laws? Why don't they come up and start? How about they become a politician?
Because they don't have the money in many ways. Depending on what they're running for.
Right.
If they even want to run.
I see where both of y'all coming at, but I'm
asking y'all questions because y'all are big on this voting thing.
I'm going to answer your question because I see where you're trying to hit them at, and you're trying to hit a nail on the head but you feel like you're not getting the response. And I can't speak for him because I'm never going to try to speak for him. But what I'm going to tell you is I disagree with him on the stance of, yes, it does affect on an individual and a group or community level. And I'm going to tell you why. If I am voting this person in, he hits some of it, I'm going to say, okay, now I got a fresh stock that may not have had to owe someone a favor.
Right.
And so now with them coming in, because all this stuff is really politics. Me owing somebody, it's a favor for a favor. I owe someone. It was miraculous because Barack came in and he didn't owe nobody nothing.
So I gave him $12, and I would like to get. I asked for some change. I did not get my change back when I come in.
But my thing is, the reason he pissed so many people off is because he didn't owe a lot of those people favors. Now he did have some people that he owed favors to.
Correct.
That they came in with those big wallets.
Right.
And so he had to kind of make good on some of those promises.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, when you vote, you really are voting for change. And that change can come in many forms, good or bad.
Correct. You vote for some type of change. But
it's going to come.
Right.
Now here's the catch.
Or supposed to come. Go ahead.
It's going to come. If I vote the right people in, some people may say, okay, now I might get a fair shake. Because people don't even realize, when I have to go before that judge, who put that person in position?
Correct.
To sit and give me my sentence.
You did.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So voting has a hell of a lot to do with the whole scheme of things. I would never tell somebody, let's throw away this, or not take voting serious. Because not only have our ancestors fought for it, but that's really the only way to have real change, or even have a voice to change.
Okay.
And there's powers in numbers.
So you think that voting is the only way? Well,
I ain't saying
not
the only way.
No.
But that's a piece to
That's a piece to having a voice.
That's a piece to
change,
puzzle.
right?
Now I'm gonna flip this around because I was holding this one. This devil's advocate component I want to talk about. We have a black cop shoot a white person. On the other side of that coin, I have a white person to shoot a black person, a white cop to shoot a black person, and both of them are in wrong. Let me tell you something in terms of mentality, since you brought it up. That black person, I've seen it several times. They will make sure they use deadly force last because they're dealing with a white person. It's the mentality of that individual. And it's almost ingrained in them because they know if I shoot this white person and he could be high on PCP, they'll do everything they can to not take his life. But this white person says, I have the mentality and I have the authority to take this black person out. And that's where the problem lies.
Okay.
So you
their mindset.
Your point, right? As far as the mental thing.
So being a mental thing, and not to get all over the place, but that being a mental issue, you're talking about voting, right?
I'm on both of them.
So once again, and I've talked to several officers, FBI. I mean, you name it, every possible rank, every level that there is, and we've had these type of discussions because I'm not in that field, but I do want some understanding. And my thing is when we talking about voting and being a voice and all that, that's cool. But when I put this badge on you, right? I voted for a new deputy, voted for a new chief, whatever. They may be the same, don't hate. So I may have voted for whoever, right? But when I put this badge on 10 of you men or women here, right? There's two things that overtake you. And this is me talking to a police chief. Power, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever you are. I got this badge on, I'm unstoppable. Then you have that other issue.
Fear.
A person, no, not even fear. Some people hate the color of another person's skin.
Right.
You have this badge and you got a racist cop. Right? What does voting in this realm do for that?
Again, what I'm saying is this. If that cop who's racist has the power to take a life at will, right?
Right.
If he or she does that, now if the judicial system we have in place is fair,
okay,
as a result of being voted in,
okay,
Now they punish that person to the full extent of the law.
Okay.
So now any other person who may be thinking about doing the same thing will see that person has been, put to the ringer.
Okay.
So even though I'm racist and I hate people I'm policing, because I don't want to be punished like he or she was,
right,
I'm going to hold my tongue.
So let me ask you this. You're saying the judicial system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair now?
No.
No.
Okay. Has it been fair?
No.
This is 2015, right? So when do you think it will be fair? People will vote every year, right? People always vote. And I'm asking y'all this because I know, like I said, once again, y'all big on voting. I am not knocking that.
Can it be fair? Yes, it can be. I mean, will it happen overnight? No, it won't.
Okay.
But again, if more people.
What is overnight? Because
even in one election cycle. But again, if more people who are being affected by these laws adversely start to voice their opinion and vote and take more control, of their situation, their surroundings, then a change will come. It's like, we mentioned the whole Chinatown thing. Mm-hmm. Because parts of Houston have so much economic power that they able to put street signs in native language.
Yep.
So not only is that economic power, that's also political power.
That is political power.
So it's like, again, I go back to my whole mentality thing. If we change our mind, if we see what other people are doing and mimic that for our own selves, then we can then recapture some of the power that we've lost.
Okay.
So we have to vote. It's like a politician will only go to those who they think will vote for.
So right now, okay.
So there's a group of people say, we're tired of the BS.
We can come together and have healthy dialogue and talk about solutions, because that is what we need now, solutions.